Welcome back everybody to the channel. It's not a long video. I said I'd show you from the previous video the unboxing, a little bit of unboxing of the S1 and setting it up. And today I'm on with a project that I'm doing for my grandson. I've got a more in-depth one that I've done on the D1, Xtool D1. And there's two parts to it. It's the train unit and the tender unit. Now that on the this one here is done on the D1. The three processes: there's a scoring or line engraving, as I call it, an engrave, which is deeper and darker, and the cut. That is done on the S1. Same processes. Yeah, I'm amazed. D1, 2 hours 10 minutes. S1, 46 minutes, and I could have cut that down. Can't believe it. How easy it was to set up for this. There's a little bit, because obviously the program was already set in Lightburn. Now all I did was export that as a SVG and imported it into Xtool Studio and just set up the parameters, change what I wanted, and it's the same process: scoring, engraving and cutting. 46 minutes from 2 hours 10 minutes. Yeah, it's amazing. And how easy it was to set up, to define your area that you're working on, move your item into that working area. Yeah, auto focus. It's so good. Yeah, if you can afford to get one of these, it's a certainty that it's good for beginners. I have set my software up now, my Lightburn, for the Xtool S1. I mean, it's not hard to do. Fortunately, there's a chap on YouTube, Clackshack, and he's very good. I watch a lot of his videos. He's very good, and he's plain and simple with it. He tells you how to do it, and he shows you how to import the file, the setup file for Lightburn, and it works. However, and you can autofocus with it. It said it's a different, it comes under a different name, but you rename that. But it shows you, and it works. It works on Lightburn. I've tried it. It works. So if I wanted to use Lightburn, I could do. I'm sticking with the Xtool Studio because I think it's a good piece of software, and I'm finding my way around it. But I'll take you over here and just show you it working. The side that's been done on here is the actual right side. This is the left side. So, and I'll show you that now. And I can't even smell it in here. And I've just ordered an extension hose for the extractor, because this just goes outside the door, but I'm having one that goes furthermore down the garden, so it dissipates it most. But yeah, I'm absolutely amazed with it, how easy it is to do something. No smell, nothing. Air assist is all automatic. You can adjust the how much you want for on auto, you know, on cutting. I have it set at 100%. There's 4 settings, which is, it's on number 4, which is 100%, and then for engraving it's set a bit lower, but it does set up. And then within the software you just set your parameters. I have a because this is this MDF is the 2.9 one, so it doesn't take as much cutting. Even a 20 watt, it'll cut through it in one pass, but I don't. I'm doing 2 passes because it does less burning on the edges. So I altered that and set my own parameters, and then I save it in the materials list under my own materials, and so next time I use the train it's labelled as that. I just click on it and it does, all the settings are there for it. But yeah, I mean, when I bought the D1, the S1 wasn't out, obviously, because I think they'd only just brought the 10 watt out, and I purchased one and it wasn't cheap at the time. I think this is the setup that I've got, and I put a link in the unboxing video. I think this cost round about, well, it's on Amazon now and they've reduced it even further. It's down to $12.69 for the S1 honeycomb, rotary and the riser, which I've been on Xtool site and I can't even get it for that. So that's the beauty that I like, is it's fully enclosed, and it's got I don't know if you can see at the back, and you might not see on this video, there's some little domed units, look like lights but they're not, and I believe the sensors, there's some on the front as well, and they're the sensors that detect any flaming. But you can see when it's cutting, the smoke is just going straight out. Its own fan kicks in, even if it didn't have this. It has a fan, but with this fan that I've got and that fan, it throws it out at the end of the exhaust pipe. So very pleased with it. As I say, watch out for the video that I did with the Xtool D1, because a lot of people still have those. I mean, I saw Xtool D1 hardly being used, just 2 or 3 hours on usage, and it's a 20 watt red one, and it comes with a rotary, and I saw it on Facebook this morning and it was on for just over 300 quid. That is a bargain, absolute bargain. It came with a honeycomb panel as well, so it's a bargain, and some material. I mean, I have no cause for it, but I've got the D1, which I'm still using, to be fair, because it's pretty good for tumblers. It's open face, but with the tumblers it's not too bad. I can hold the exhaust near it. I'll show you this when it's finished. This has gone on to the scoring, as they call it, or I call it line engraving. I've checked the sizes against the original one that I did on the D1, this side, and it's exactly the same size. The fitting of the front and back, which has to slot in, is the same. So and the beauty about this, because it's enclosed, the glass, or the cover that you lift up, it's a perspex, I think it is, or what have you, but it is completely laser proof, so you can just look at this and watch it. And if I lift that lid up, I've tested it out, it'll stop it instantly, and then I shut it back down and it goes through a sequence. Do you want me to continue? I continue, and it carries on where it left off. It's cut in now. Now I've set this to do 2 passes, 90% power, and I've speeded it up quite a lot. So we should see it when it's finished. You can see that, and it's just, I leave the fan running, it's on for an extra 10 seconds after to evacuate this inside. It needs, because if you open that door straight up and it's finished, you might get a residue in here. So depending on what materials you're cutting, can be quite harmful. So always put it on. I set mine 10 seconds after it's finished to evacuate the inside. Okay, and we'll have a look now. Now if you look at the, you can still feel the line engraving, but the deep engraving, but it's just there. It's not as deep as on the D1, because obviously it was running a lot slower. I could get it the same, but I didn't want it too deep on this one. And you can see that it's cut through, because look, I'm pressing that and you can see, look, so it's cut through. I do it in 2 passes because it I mean the speed that they give you is, I think it's round about for MDF is 6 millimeters a second at 100% power. I'm running at 20 millimeters a second at 90% power on 2 passes, so I find it's pretty good. So there you go. I'll show you the finished item. Right, so here we are at the software in Xtool Studio. Now I'm doing the front or the back, it doesn't matter, they're both the same. You can see how they're locking. Now this, I've already imported this from a file that I've exported from Lightburn. This actually is SVG, and what I've done is, when I did this in Xtool for the Xtool D1, I did it in Lightburn, and obviously I had the file all set up for the 3 layers for cutting, scoring or line engraving and engraving. So it's, when I've saved that then from Lightburn as an SVG, it saves the colours. Okay, so I'm just importing them in from that file. I've got all the parts that I need for the train and the tender, and I just import it in. And if you go down here to the layers section, you can see the layers. Blues engrave, it'll do first, it'll do the line scoring or engraving second, then it'll do the cut. Okay, now obviously it's picked up that there's different layers, alright, so you can see it there. Right, so I have, if you want to, I've got my settings for my 3mm MDF. It does come with a lot, you can see them all, different materials within Xtool, but my materials are 3mm MDF board. Okay, now if you look at the edit side of it, processing score there, that is, score is, or line engraving, whichever you think, it's 30 power, speed 160 millimeters a second. The cut is set at 90% power and speed is 20 millimeters. It's a lot slower for cutting, but it is 2 passes. I don't have it at 100%, and it is quicker, so that it doesn't score the edges as much. Alright, and then you've got your engrave, which is, as I say, I've set these up. It's 40% power at 300 millimeters a second. Okay, so this will then be saved. I've already saved it, so I've no need to save it, and then that's applied up here. Once you apply it, it brings your material in up there. Alright, so that's already in, and as you can see, I've already done it. But what you would do for like the engrave, and you go down for all of them, is you click on that, and then down here, right, you would select what your material is, which mine's 3mm MDF train, which is defined in that program, and you can look, and it's the engrave, the cut and the score. Alright, so they're all set up, 30%, 160, 90%, 20, 2 passes, 40%, 300, 1 pass. Okay, so that's it, plain and simple. And what I'll do now is, from that I'll show you how I set up the work area. Okay, right, I hope you can all see this. Right, what I'm going to do is I'll show you how I set it up, and it is really simple with this. Okay, I put my MDF in, and I always look down, it's bent, so I have the 4 corners up in the air. Alright, so place that in there, put the magnetic holders on, or I have some other plastic ones that are 3D printed. So I put that over the corners. They hold the corners down. Okay, they're not in, I know they're not in the way of the cut. I'll move that back. Get that straight. Yep. Set that down. That's holding that down, right? First thing I do is go up to here and you can see the focus button. Okay, so I will click on that. You see the probes come out. I'll show you that. The probes come out, it's touched off, it'll go over there and it'll push the probe back up. Okay, and then it will go back to there. Okay, where I put it. The next thing I will do is we'll come up to here on the software, and that is define the area. Okay, it is a square. Start marking. I will then come over to the head, move the head till I get the line with that corner. You'll hear a beep. Go over to that corner, line the crosshairs up the corner, and we've completed. I will then come over to the head, move the head till I get the line with that corner. You'll hear the beep. Go over to that corner, line the crosshairs up the corner, and we've completed. Okay, end marking done. So now you see, get rid of the layers because we don't need that on. Now you can see my piece there, and that is defining where my piece of material is. Okay, so I won't just cut it in there because all this is waste then. So you would just pick that up and I will move it to over there. Okay, so I can cut other things out on this one if I wanted, sample pieces. I don't believe in wasting it, so that's that. Okay, we've still got us items there. What processes are going to be? Alright, so now what we do is we do a frame. There we go. There we go. It's framed. Framing complete. Okay. So now we're due for the process. Okay. Which you simply process. I can't lift the lid up for this, so you're going to have to watch it through it, obviously. Start. I can't lift the lid up for this, so you're going to have to watch it through it, obviously. Start. And it's going to tell me to press the button. Going down to the focus. And now it's engraving. Okay. Pretty simple, and I'd say I've had about an hour on this software. The light flashes at the front green to say that it's on with the job, and we'll wait and see what this does. As you can see, this is in scoring mode now, or line engraving. And at the moment, and it gives you a time on screen as well. If you look at this, it's estimated time at the moment 9 minutes 44 seconds. What's left is 2 minutes 53 seconds, because it counts down as well as gives you the maximum time. So yeah, it's cut down the workload time wise drastically. I mean, don't get me wrong, the K40 that I have, the 40 watt CO2, is really quick, so I can't complain about that one. And I could have done these on the K40. Now it's doing the 2 passes, it doesn't go move away, it'll do the 2 pass on the cutouts for the slots. Okay, but the perimeter, it will go right round it twice. And I can already tell that that's cut through because one of the corners has popped up. And you'll see in a moment this will be completed. There you go. So let's have a look at it. And you can see that's cut through in one. That's not as charred as the other one. So yeah, over the moon with that, as you can see. Really pleased with it. Yeah. And there we are. Now, finished items. As you can see on the train's got a front on it, but the compartment inside it is a little bit smaller than the tender. So on the back of the train is engraved. You can see all the lettering on. It's all to be painted up. I've had a request to do one for somebody, and they want to paint it themselves, so I'll just do that. But yeah, chuffed a bit of it, and it's as opposed to the Christmas Eve boxes. You can put little bits and bats in. You can do it for Christmas Day. Just put small presents in, and they get used to the fact that it's for Santa. It's from Santa for Christmas, and he's come and the train's there, and you get that out every year. And it can be passed down. And it dismantles, goes into a flat pack, so pretty simple. But there you go. So that's it. So I've done aside for the tender for you, I'm not going to do all the components because they're all done the same way, but I've just shown you there. I've had an hour's self-tuition looking at the software. If you use Lightburn, you understand how they work, and it's pretty simple. It's just finding your way around it, defining things. But I've shown you how to set it up in the software, define your own material, how to set it in, your different layers, and how to set it up on the machine, how simple it is. And you can do that. I could have 5 or 6 pieces in there on the bed, different shapes, and you just go to like a triangle or a circle. Circles, you do 3 points, so you can do different shapes. Once you've identified them, they come onto your workspace that I've shown you. So then all you have to do is move the graphics over to it. It will just do it. That's why I intend on using the software for this machine. It is, there's no 3 ways about it. It's the simplest software that I've used. I mean, Lightburn, it took me a lot longer than an hour to get my head around it. and there's a lot more to this software, and I shall learn it. But I've shown you how simple it is for somebody at my age. So right, that's ending to this video. It is only a short one, and it is just to put you into sort of the frame of mind that the software, how it works, how you actually apply it to the machine, how you identify your working area, how you put your automatic focus, of which you can do in Lightburn because it's set up now, is that, and off you go. And it's plain and simple. It doesn't do anything unless you press that button. So yeah, so don't forget, like and subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, and it does help my channel. And I say at the end of every video, it's, you know, if anybody's got any questions, put them in comments. I'll try and help you, and I'll answer you. I answer all my comments. It's one of those things. I think if somebody sends you a comment, even if it's only a thumbs up or a like, if they're acknowledging the fact that they've enjoyed your video, give them a thumbs up. It's worthwhile. I'm no expert in any of these. Well, I am in the machinery because I was trained at it, but the lasers, the software for the lasers, the CNCs, I've had to learn all that. So I'm no expert, and I'm still learning. So it's one of those things. It keeps that grey matter turning over, and there's plenty of help out there. And as I say, to set that up for Lightburn, I use ClackShack. It's very good. It's lad, and it took me about. I watched the video, and I did exactly what he said, and it's up and running. So yeah, so thumbs up, and don't forget, look out for the video on the D1 if I can get it edited, showing you me using the D1 to make the train, and it'll show you more or less the finished item and sort of painted up. But yeah, so until next time, you be safe, you be careful, and bye for now. Bye.